Hey guys, Mitch here. I just wanted to do a quick drop servicing blueprint for you guys. I just went through the entire course and it is a doozy. I have tons of notes. It's a pretty big investment, and so before buying this course, you obviously want to know what you're getting into. There's a lot of things I did like about the course and a lot of things that I didn't like about the course. And so in this video, we're going to go through everything. I'm going to give you a sneak peek on everything that you'll get in the course, what the course actually looks like. Then we'll go over the things that I did and didn't like about the course and who the course is for and who should really skip it. Now, I have tons of stuff, so I'm going to try to blast through all this as quickly as possible. So let's get started. So first of all, like I said, this is a huge investment and a big decision, and my number one goal with this is to help you make sure that you're making the right one. But that said, I am an affiliate, and I did go through this entire course myself. And so if you do find this review honest and helpful in your decision and you decide that it is for you, feel free to say thank you for this review by purchasing in the link from the description below. Either way, whatever you decide to do, I'm rooting for you and I wish you the best. So let's get started. All right, so drop servicing blueprint was created by this handsome fella here with impeccable posture. His name is Dylan Sigley, and he's basically known as like the godfather of drop servicing. When I first stumbled on his course, I was actually pretty skeptical because I just finished taking a different course that sucked really bad, but I decided to try this course out, and let's take a sneak peek look into everything that includes. So this is inside the course here. The course starts with a thing called the 7-day Accelerator, and this is basically everything you need to know to get your first sale quickly. And then the rest of the course goes into all the steps in more detail to how to build things out after you get your first sale. The 7-day Accelerator is available right when you start, and the rest of the weeks are dripped out one module per week, as you can see here. And so the 7-day Accelerator is basically like a course in itself. It's enough to get started and get your first sale. Here is what the dashboard looks like, all the different modules, and let's look inside of these different modules here. And so here we are inside the 7-day Accelerator. It starts out with some mindset stuff and some different case studies to show you what's possible, and I really like that actually because it kind of gets you pumped up. And whenever you start a business, it's kind of a slog getting started, and so if you know what's possible and are motivated to have the right mindset, you're more likely to follow through. And so this is the 7-day Accelerator is split up into 7 days, obviously. And he gives you like this master spreadsheet with everything, and it's super organized. I couldn't believe how organized it was. I'm the kind of guy who has like a million different Google Docs and links going everywhere, and so I was pretty impressed by how organized it was. But as you can see here, it just outlines all the main steps to get started: choosing your business, finding your niche, researching your competition, building out your team of freelancers who's going to help you, and setting up your system to find leads for clients, pricing. I mean, he goes into super detail, and this isn't even like the 7-day Accelerator is just like the brief version of the course. And then once you actually go through the real course, it goes even further in detail. I was a bit shocked at how like he doesn't leave any stone unturned with the stuff. Anyways, so here are the different days, everything you learn on the different days, different types of outreach, how to launch your campaigns using the different email services, and how to get on calls with people, what to say on the calls. It gives you a bunch of different templates to use and things that you can supposedly copy and paste, copywriting and things like that. But we'll talk about that more in a second, because I don't think it's really copy and paste. And so it goes through this whole system here. And so this 7-day Accelerator alone, I thought was super valuable. Like I was ready to get started after just doing this. But let's go quickly look at the other lessons just so you have an idea of everything that's included. Week 1, the foundations. This is basically a bunch of different things about mindset and motivation and productivity and everything you need to have a solid foundation when you're starting. And a lot of people might want to skip through this and just get to the meat, but I highly recommend not doing that, because a lot of times the difference between success and failure and when you're starting your own business is having a solid mindset to start with. And so that's super important. Week 2, build your business, is is actually pretty similar to the 7-day accelerator, but some extra advice and different things put in there just because in the 7-day accelerator you already learn how to set up your website and build all those things that you need to build. I don't know if you guys want me to click in to see all of these. I'll do a couple of them. So this is build your business. You can see all the different lessons here. There's 2 different pages. You can see like once you click into each of these lessons, then you have a video. You have the homework assignments and action steps to take after the video. And then a lot of times there's these different resources. Dylan is like a master spreadsheet guy, and he has a spreadsheet for everything and keeps everything super organized, and which I think is probably pretty important with his business to keep everything organized and to track all the little details. And so luckily he has these really detailed and organized spreadsheets that'll and templates. These are just templates, but in other ones they're spreadsheets. So these are, for example, things you would say on your sales calls and emails and things like that. All right, so I promise not to take too long, so I'm gonna try to go through the rest of this really quick. So these other weeks, he gives a ton of ways to find clients for free here. And this I actually found valuable just for any type of freelancer because just anyone who wants clients, and it pretty much automates the system to find leads and get them set up with appointments and calls. And so anyone, even just a normal freelancer who's just looking how to find more new clients, this would be super helpful. Then in the next week, we have get paid clients, and within this module, there's actually a ton of details on how to do Facebook ads and how to do Google ads, and they're almost like mini courses in themselves because you basically learn how to become a Facebook ads expert, and then you can later offer that service to your clients if you want. So it's basically like a mini Facebook ads course and a mini Google ads and linked ads all within this module. Then next is automating your business, and so that's basically using software and hiring different teams, where to look to hire different teams, how to find them, how to train them, how to manage them. So you can basically take yourself out of the picture and have like a project manager manage everything for you. And so you kind of like create this machine that works on its own, which is pretty cool. But first things first, obviously you have to land your first clients. And then the next is how to scale. That's using, I'll go into here quick. He shows more advanced things, how to optimize your conversion rates, how to get more value from each client that you land, sell them more products, have them refer you more clients. And he also talks about finances and managing your money here, because when you're scaling like this, he even mentioned that he made the mistake of trying to scale too quickly and ended up losing a little bit of money. And so he shows you how to manage all your finances and know how much to spend and how much compared to how much you're earning. So basically he goes into super granular detail on everything with this stuff. And then there's this bonus section. He basically shows you the insides of one of his successful businesses, and so you can compare. At this point, you'll have your own business up and running, and you can compare it to what he's doing. Then the black box we'll talk about later. And then this next level is his offer to do like personal consulting for people who want more personalized attention and people who want more done for you services and don't want to do it all themselves. So in addition to this course, you also have the Facebook community, which I'll show you here, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. This is the Facebook community here. There's lots of people. It's pretty active. There's people posting every day. Dylan posts in there as well, answers questions. And also there's weekly question and answer calls with Dylan, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about more about that in a second too. So now for the things that you're probably more interested in, which is what I liked and what I didn't like. You're probably more curious about what I didn't like, and so I'll try to get through my likes faster. So the things that I liked, first of all, building your own business is a super big, intimidating process with tons of different steps. And I know at its most basic pieces, a drop shipping business seems pretty simple. Like you just find freelancers to work for you for cheap, find clients that will pay you more, and voila. But really, that's pretty oversimplified explanation, because you have to know where to find these people, how to train them, where to find the clients, how to keep the system moving, and it's actually kind of complicated. And so what I like about this is he breaks everything down into more digestible chunks, so you don't feel overwhelmed with everything. You just know these are the tasks I have to do this today, these are the tasks I have to do tomorrow, and so I really like that. I also really liked how much detail he goes into everything. He really breaks it down into a science. He gives you templates for things. He gives you copy you can use. He gives you tutorials how to set everything up from your website. He teaches you how to do Facebook ads. He teaches you about finances. He teaches you like every single thing that you would need to know to be successful with this. And it's all super organized in these nice spreadsheets, so you have everything together. I really liked that. I also really like the 7-day accelerator that doesn't get bogged down in all the details and just focuses on getting quick wins and not getting stuck in analysis paralysis and trying to just land your first clients and earn your first gig as quickly as possible, because that's really important to have that type of quick motivation to keep you going. And then from there, then you can fix everything and tweak everything how you want it and get into the details. It's also cool how he offers a free 30-minute transformation call with him. He says you have to do that within 14 days of signing up, and I'll get into this in a second. It's important if you're going to sign up that you're ready to work right away and not going to be putting it off. The Facebook group is surprisingly active. If you look here, you can see all the different posts that have been going on here. You can see that there's 12 posts today, and it's like 1 in the afternoon. There's almost 800 members. And everyone here is posting, and if you post questions, Dylan posts answers, and so he's pretty active in this group. There's a lot of good stuff, good advice going around here, and so if you're ever in the course and you have doubts or questions about something, you can just ask here, and there's like 800 people who are going through the same process as you who can give you advice. And the last thing that I really liked, and I haven't had a chance to take advantage of, are the weekly question and answer calls, which you can see up here in the corner with Dylan. And in the course, Dylan offers like extra private consulting that you can buy, like one-on-one consulting. But really, if you have access to him in the weekly calls, you can get private attention for free included in the price of this course. And in all the courses I've done, and I've taken a lot of courses over the past 6 or 7 years, these question and answer calls, like 99% of the people don't go to them, so the few people that do go get a ton of attention. And so I highly recommend using that if you end up signing up. All right, so now the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to go into the things that I didn't like. And I actually do have, I know so far I've sounded super stoked about this course, but actually there's a lot of things that I didn't really like about this course. Maybe I'm just nitpicky, or maybe I'm hormonal today, I don't know. But some of these are maybe a little bit minor, some of them are not so minor. And the last one is actually like kind of a big deal and super important, so make sure that you listen for that one. So the first one is a little bit of a weird setup with the 7-day accelerator that starts immediately and the rest of the course that's dripped out weekly, because a lot of the things in the 7-day course you'll go through and you set up your website and you do all that, but then you'll go through it again just in a little bit more detail in the regular course. And so it's kind of like you're doing the same thing twice almost, but the second time doing it in more detail. And I get what he's trying to do, because he wants you to just get your sale as quickly as possible and kind of get hooked and prove to you that this will work and do it quickly. But it is kind of weird, because you're like revisiting the same process you already did and going over some of the same things 2 times. Speaking of the 7-day accelerator, don't expect to finish the 7-day accelerator and do everything in 7 days. Like, you can maybe go through the content in 7 days, but it's literally impossible to start everything from scratch and do it in 7 days, because a lot of setting up these accounts and a lot of these different email things, you have to actually wait a couple days to get everything hooked up for the processing time and everything. And so it's quite literally impossible to finish in 7 days. So I would say a more fair estimate is probably a month if you're working pretty hard and are dedicated to go through and start getting sales. That'd probably be more realistic. The next gripe I have is most of the videos are kind of a little bit boring. Like, most of the videos are just a white background, and then it's just the text going across the screen of what he's saying. And so these could really be a lot more engaging, even if it just showed his face, or if he had like a nice looking PowerPoint or something, that would be a lot more interesting. At least you have his voice, which he's always like super energetic and super excited. But sometimes for me, it's a little bit over the top. Speaking of which, I was actually kind of skeptical at the beginning, just listening to his voice and listening to the way he say things, because he just kind of seems like he hypes everything up. And so at first that kind of had my BS radars going off, but the further I got into the course, the more I realized that I don't know, maybe that's just the way he talks. And I realized that he actually can back up everything he's saying, and he goes into super detail, and I ended up respecting him more and more the further I got into the course. But sometimes, yeah, it just seems like he's a little bit over the top and kind of talks in sales talk. I don't know. Next up on the list is in the course, in the 7-day accelerator, he gives you some different ideas of the best services to use as drop servicing that are proven services that he's used. And he'll give you like the average freelancer price that you have to pay someone, and then he'll give you the average price that your competitors are charging. And so he'll show you how much margin you have and how much you could be earning. But and some of it is like way up in like the 90% margin. Like you can pay really cheap and charge super high for these services. But then if you look through the Facebook group a little bit, you'll see some of these people finding when they do their own research for the competitors, they're not finding the prices quite as high as what he's saying. And so the margins aren't as good as what he originally advertises. And then the further I went through the course, it seems like he kind of waffles on his recommendations. Like right at the beginning, he says, "Oh yeah, 80%, 90% margins." And then later on the course, he mentions like, "Oh, you should definitely, like at minimum, get 50% margins and double whatever you're paying the freelancer." And then later in the course, there's some places where they talk about, "Oh, you might just want to start out doing things at cost with a 0% margin just to get your testimonials." And so he kind of switches on that. And really, I mean, all of it is good recommendations, and there's nothing wrong with those recommendations. But what I don't really like is he leads with the 90% stuff, and so you get super excited about the like, oh my gosh, there's so much opportunity here, I can make so much money. And then slowly he's like, oh well, maybe it'll be a bit less, maybe it'll be a bit less. And I don't doubt that once you build up this business and once you optimize all your systems, that you could get what he's saying. But as a beginner, your margins will probably be way less than that, while you're still learning the process and hiring your teams and becoming more efficient and all those sorts of things. And kind of along the same lines as that, I don't know if you've seen it, but he has this free 3-hour training course. I'll link to it below if you haven't already taken it. And so this is what it's called. The process he used to build a new dropshipping store for $12,000 in 6 days. And to me, that just seems super hyping, kind of like get rich quick type of stuff, and it makes my BS radars go off. And after going through the course, I do not doubt that he did that. I'm sure he did. But the thing is that he has mastered these systems and he's been doing it for years, and he knows exactly what steps he needs to take and how to do things the fastest. And when you buy this course, you're not going to know that. You're going to have to learn it all. You're going to have to do a bunch of testing for yourself. And so potential buyers like you who see this, you might get the wrong expectations. You might think, oh, I can do this so fast. I'm going to be making tons of money super fast. And so, I don't know. I mean, I get why he does it. It's good marketing. It's not technically lying what he said, but it also kind of makes the buyer subconsciously like overexcited and not have realistic expectations. And so before you buy it, I want to give you realistic expectations, just to make sure you're not disappointed. All right, next up is he also often hypes up. He says, "Oh, I did everything for you, and I just have this drag and drop copy that you can use. It's so easy, you don't have to do anything." But then when you actually get to the drag and drop copy, there's a bunch of notes that say, you should probably adjust this and tweak it and maybe just use it as a model for your own copy, because if everyone uses the same copy to do outreach messages, for example, or to post jobs on job sites, he has templates for all of that. And if everybody uses those templates word for word, obviously it's going to flood the market and it's going to look really spammy. And so really you still have to write your own stuff, because otherwise it's going to be the same as everyone else's. Next up, he teaches free ways and he teaches paid ways to do everything, depending on if you want to do things faster, if you want to do things manually. But it's important to know that you're still going to have to invest something. Like you're not just going to buy this course and then you're not going to have any other expenses. You have to set up your website, you have to do some sort of marketing, there's probably other services that you pay for. And so while compared to other businesses like starting a brick and mortar business where you have to invest tons of money and it's years before you see a profit, is super cheap, but just know it's not going to be completely free. There's still going to be more cost, and that's really to be expected with any type of business. Next up, I almost feel that Dylan kind of shoots himself in the foot because he almost tries too hard to defend himself when people say that he's scammy or his course is a scam. And speaking of which, before I made this written review and this video, I did a bunch of other research, and there are a couple people who accuse it of being a scam. But if you investigate on those people, you can see that they didn't even take the course. I mean, they're just reading things from his sales page, and they didn't actually take the course. And then later on, you might see that they're actually promoting a different course. And so obviously, they're just trying to steal traffic for people who are looking for Dylan's course, say that it's a scam, and then promote their own course. And so be careful about that when you're looking for reviews. But that said, I still think Dylan tries too hard. And when he tries so hard to look like he's not being a scam, it almost makes people more skeptical. Like, he even made a video about himself on his YouTube channel named "Is Dylan Sigley Legit?" And so if you're legit, normally you don't have to make a video like defending yourself if you're legit. I do think he's legit, and after the course I do, but I don't know why he feels the need to defend himself from those people. Also, if you look for reviews online, you'll see that a lot of the results are his own videos, and he purposely tries to take up the results with his own videos and his own posts, which is a clever idea, and I don't blame him for that. It's a good idea. It just makes it a little bit harder to find unbiased reviews. And the last dislike, kind of a dislike, but it's a big one, and it's something that you should definitely know about the course before buying, and that is that there's a 30-day action-based refund policy. What that means is that if you buy this course and you decide it's not for you, you have to show that you took a bunch of steps to actually try out his methods and they didn't work in order to get your refund. And on one hand, this is a good thing because a lot of people will just buy courses, watch it, and then they'll never take action. And so this kind of forces you to take action. And that's probably why he has so many good results, is because he motivates, like, this is a good motivator to take action. But on the other hand, it also means that in order to get a refund, you actually have to spend money to make your website. And so you're going to be out, if you end up asking for a refund, even if you show all the steps, you're going to be out some money because you will have invested that in your website. And so this is super important. Do not buy this course if you're just a tire kicker and you're not sure. Only buy this if you're 100% sure that this is the business model that you want to do and that you're going to give it a real try, and then that you're going to go 100%. If it's just something that you think, oh, that looks interesting, I'm going to check it out and then return it if I don't like it, don't do that because you won't get your money back. And so that's super important to know. All right, so who this course is for and who it's not for. I think by now you probably already know. This course is not for you if you think it's going to be easy and you won't have to do any work. If you are known to get excited and dream about all these new money-making opportunities, but then when the time comes to actually do something, you don't do it, it's not for you. If you think you're going to replace your income in a week, it's not for you. If you're not willing to make any extra investment beyond this course, like investing in building a website and investing in different softwares, it's not super expensive, but it's not free either. If you're not willing to invest, it's not for you. And most importantly, if you don't have time to start taking action as soon as you buy the course, or at least within the next few days after buying your course, it's not for you, at least not right now. I would definitely wait until you're able to start right away for two reasons. One, because you have a lot of work to do if you want to be eligible for the action-based refund, which if you buy this course and you follow it, I really don't think you'll want a refund because it's a really good course. But it's better to start right away and try it out for yourself. The other reason is because you can only get that free private call with Dylan if you do it within 14 days of purchasing. And before your call, you will want to have already tried to set things up and like made some different questions. And so you'll want to be able to start right away so you can figure out all the questions you want to ask them on that call. And lastly, it is for the people who want to build a scalable business that they can do on your own time and from anywhere in the world. If you are a go-getter type of person, a hustler, if you're willing to grind and put in the work to build things up, if you value your time and you prefer following a proven step-by-step process that'll be way quicker and save you tons of time versus trying to figure things out all by yourself from scratch, it's for you. And also, he doesn't really market it like this, but I would also recommend this course just for normal freelancers who want more ways and more consistent and automated and proven ways to find just normal freelancing clients for their own freelancing business, not necessarily drop servicing. I'm a freelancer myself, and I bought in many courses on how to get more clients, and they are all super vague and unhelpful. But this, I was super impressed at the systems and all the different ways he has to find different leads. And so if you're just a freelancer and you just want to find more clients for now and maybe with the option in the future to start your own agency, I would also recommend this course for you. Anyway, studying this entire course, it's a huge course, guys. Studying and going through the whole thing and making this review took a very long time. And so if you found this review honest, which I hope you did, and helpful, and you decide to buy the course, I'd love it if you use my affiliate link in the description below. It won't cost anything extra to you, and it'll just be a nice thank you for all the time I spent making this for you. And of course, if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comments below. And with that, I wish you the best of luck on your business building journey. All right, see ya. Bye-bye.